Guys? Your old buddy Carolina Jackpot Time coming at you on Tuesday morning. It's about 6 a.m. I think it says when you try to upload a video that amazing lighting makes you look amazing. Well, shitty lighting makes you look like shit, apparently. We're in the truck here, and I just want to get on and give a little spill. So Shane Beamer has released the depth chart for the Gamecocks. Coming into the game against North Carolina, this came out yesterday afternoon, and not a whole lot of surprises on this depth chart. I did notice that Juice Wells is listed as a wide receiver 1, so looks like he'll be playing in the game against North Carolina starting. I'm supposing that's what that means. Now, this could all change. Anything can change before game time. Game time decisions get made. Game week decisions get made. But from all intents and purposes, it looks like he's going to be starting against UNC. Nick Harbor is listed as his backup. And then we got Amirian Brown and Xavier Leggett in the other 2 spots. Eddie Lewis, the transfer from Memphis, is listed, I believe, as a backup to Amirian Brown, which is kind of surprising to me. I thought this guy would be in the starting lineup. I think he's had a few injuries during preseason camp too, been a little bit banged up. And Omega Blake is listed as the backup to Leggett, and this is a guy who apparently came on in preseason camp and did a lot of good things. That could be a key cog for us this year in that Gamecock offensive wheel. Omega, that's a great name too, by the way. Not a lot of surprises in other spots. I did notice that the freshman Marquis Anderson is listed as a backup on the offensive line, so he's probably going to get into the rotation. This is a young man that was in the 2023 class. He's from the upstate here, just an absolute mauler, and he's going to play at an elite level. So I'm glad to see that. We're stepping out of the box and plugging some people in places where we need to plug them in at. Running back wise, Dak Joyner is listed as RB1 with Juju McDowell, RB2. And then on the defensive side of the ball, not a whole lot of surprises over there at all. I did notice that I believe he's a redshirt freshman, I believe, or either he's a sophomore now. Keenan Nelson Jr. Will be starting at the nickel position for the Gamecocks over David Spalding, who was a player that's been with the program a couple of years, that had transferred in from Georgia Southern and was banged up a lot last year. I think he only played in about 3 games, but Nelson's going to get the starting nod over him. Mo Kaba, the linebacker who went out in the Arkansas game last year and missed the rest of the season with an ACL, will be a backup. Stone Blanton gets the nod at starting linebacker, along with, I believe it is Debo Williams. So, Kaba, I thought, would be a starter this year. Probably just not ready. Jordan Strawn, the other kid who went out with an ACL in the Arkansas game, which the Gamecocks lost a lot in that Arkansas game. Not just what they lost on the scoreboard. They lost 2 key players on the defense. Strawn's actually going to be starting defensive end along with Jatius Deere, a transfer from Syracuse. So some pretty good stuff there. Specialists haven't changed. Kai Kroger will handle the punting, and Mitch Jeter will handle the place kicking. Now, from what I'm just reading, Dowell Loggins talking on Spencer Rattler some more, that he's given him a lot of freedom with the offense this year. He's really just simplified the playbook, given Rattler the freedom to make a lot of the decisions on his own. He said that freedom and continued freedom will be based on how he performs. And I think that's fair. And that Loggins has been just very impressed with his play in camp, his play in the summer, summer workouts, what he did there. So UNC is a 2.5-point favorite still in this game. ESPN FPI, which I don't put a lot of stock in. Puts UNC at a 57% chance to win this game. If Rattler is as advertised and he's able to do the things that Loggins is saying, I don't see UNC having much of a chance here. I think South Carolina is going to win this game, and I think it's going to be a long day at the office for Smack Brown and the boys with that taffy defense that he trots out there week in, week out last year, giving up 35, 40 points a game. And look, I don't see where they did anything to improve it. They still have the same crappy defensive coordinator in Gene Chizik. South Carolina should be able to take care of this team. Offensive line is a concern for me. Can they push them around? Can we run the ball a little bit? We've got to be able to have a balanced offense. Rattler can't just sit back there and try to pick this team apart all night long, because eventually he's going to throw an interception or two. We know that he's good for that. So, balanced offense, we got to control the line of scrimmage against them. I think that defensively, on our defensive line of scrimmage, I think can control their offensive line of scrimmage. I think we win that battle. I'm not so sure that we win the battle, though, blocking their defensive line, even though it may be taffy. I think that offensive line unit for us is still a work in progress. And quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing that. I mean, it's been 2 years now, 2 full seasons under Beamer, and all we've heard is offensive line recruiting, and it's time for it to start paying some dividends. Sick of it. They need to be able to move the football on the ground. And with Dak Joyner, some people were saying on the Gamecock message boards, some of those people are pretty insightful, but some of them are just absolute born idiots. Somebody on the message board was saying something about, I worry about ball security with Joyner. I don't know that I've ever seen Joyner fumble the ball in a game. So what are you talking about? You're worried about ball security with him. I mean, yeah, he's playing in a new position, but I don't get that. It just seems like a stupid take to me. I hear a lot of stupid takes though, so it's no surprise. But I'm picking the Gamecocks. A lot of the national analysts I'm hearing are picking the Gamecocks. Listening to some other college football YouTubers that are picking the Gamecocks, but yet North Carolina remains a favorite, and that's just still a little bit concerning to me. The line hasn't moved. It's still steadily stayed at Gamecocks catching 2.5. So we'll see. I think we win that game, though. Charlotte is our kind of our home away from home, and I was just looking at some old stats and trying to find some trends somewhere, and just looking at some stuff. And did you know that when South Carolina's opened up the season with North Carolina, coming off of a bowl loss to end the previous season, the Gamecocks are 1-1. So that doesn't tell you anything either, right? We're 50%. In 1988, South Carolina opened up the season with North Carolina with a 27-5 win on September the 2nd or 3rd, 1988, against a coach in coaching his first game that had just came from Tulane named Mack Brown. And then, of course, I think it was the last day of August of 2019, Will Muschamp's Gamecock squad dropped a 24-20 shitter to North Carolina in Bank of America Stadium to open the season after coming off of a horrendous 28-0 bowl loss to Virginia to end the 2018 season, which I firmly believe that Will Muschamp should have been fired after, but it is what it is. Anyway, I appreciate it, guys. Hit the video with a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later on this week. Probably get some picks in and get the spread done. Definitely have our live show tomorrow night where I will make my picks for the 10 games that we have in the Cowboys College Football Pick'em Challenge. See y'all later. Boosh. I'm out. Go Gamecocks.